The big game saw Chelsea and Spurs play out a rather forgettable 0-0 draw. How much should Jose Mourinho be applauded for getting a point in that game and getting the win against Manchester City? Two title rivals, Robbo. 4 points out of 6 ain't bad.
Yeah, I thought he got a little bit lucky against Man City. He defended very deeply, and I thought they defended well for most of the time. But Man City had a lot of chances which they didn't take. And I thought against Chelsea, they defended much better because they didn't concede that many chances to Chelsea. I thought they worked hard in midfield, had a good game plan on how to stop Chilwell getting forward. They marked Timo Werner when he made his forward runs. I thought the two centre-halves did well. And they looked a slight threat on the counter-attack. But I'd still like to see Spurs be more forceful in the way they play. At some point, you've got to go and press the opposition. At some point, you've got to make the run-in. And Chelsea, I thought, actually went into their shell and were worried about being caught on the counter-attack. So they didn't play as expansive as they normally do.
Steve Nicol.
Well, you've got to give Tottenham credit because, yes, they defended well. They had a couple of sneaky chances on the break. So from that point of view, yes. But as far as Mourinho is concerned, you have to give him praise that he has got so many talented players who are willing just to go out and harry and close and run and chase. That's the key. It's nothing to do with his tactical genius. It's to do with the fact that he can get people like Harry Kane, for example, to sit 35, 40 yards from goal and go and close people down for 90 minutes. That's what they do well. I think, to be honest, though, you've got to give Chelsea the props, and I think you've got to give Frank Lampard props because they forced the game. It was one of those days. Yes, you can complain all day long. They had so much of the ball and they didn't create this and didn't create that. Well, you know what? That happens. But the most impressive thing was behind the ball. The one problem that they've always had is defending when they're going forward. And I thought they defended well. Yes, one chance Bergwijn probably should have scored, but that's it. So I think Frank probably just came out just ahead of Mourinho on this one for me because of that defensive display.
What's Chelsea's most effective lineup, Robbo? Because yesterday you didn't feel it quite clicked as it had done in previous matches.
Well, I always think that when he bought Timo Werner, he bought Ziyech, and he's got Pulisic in the side, he bought Kai Havertz, that he thought that Pulisic would play on the left-hand side, Timo Werner through the middle, and Ziyech on the right-hand side. But when teams press Chelsea, and I've seen it in Serie A this season, and you've got three small centre-forwards or three small front players, when the team have to go from back and bypass the midfield and go into the front, there's nobody that can hold it up. And that's what Frank Lampard's had a problem with so far this season. That's why he's playing Tammy Abraham as the centre-forward and sometimes bringing Giroud on. But I'm not sure it's working at the moment because neither of those players, in my view, are good enough to lead the line for Chelsea. Tammy Abraham, his movement isn't good enough. He's not got the awareness of where to find space. He's a good, skillful player, and I'm sure he'll get better, but he needs a lot of work in how to find space in the box, how to receive the ball with his back to goal, how to receive it when balls are played over the top. And Giroud, I'm afraid, is non-athletic anymore, and he doesn't win enough balls in the air. So it's either Abraham or getting Timo Werner back into the middle. Frank Lampard thinks it's better with Abraham.
Stevie?
I would suggest that he just puts Havertz through the middle and gives him a run of games. You know, Rob was talking about holding the ball up. This guy's got a beautiful touch. I mean, he really has. Now, he's not keen to run in behind, but you know what? Look at Bobby Firmino at Liverpool. He's the guy that knits everything together. Werner will run in behind. Ziyech will. Pulisic will. So I would like to see him give Havertz a little bit of a run. I can understand what he's doing with Tammy Abraham, but the problem is, if Tammy Abraham's having a bad day holding it up, it doesn't give you that much more. You know, I don't think he doesn't have a pure footballing brain, in my opinion. He doesn't have that instinct in the box that a goal scorer should have. You know, goal scorers, they time their runs. They're in the right place at the right time. They judge the flight of crosses, you know, so they don't get ahead of it or get too far behind. All of those things, I don't think Tammy Abraham does. So when he doesn't hold it up and he doesn't lead the line, I don't think he adds too much to them.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.